Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel to talk about now some Nascar news. So let's get right into it. So Bob Parker's caught up with Denny Hamlin at the Fox production days, and he says his shoulder rehab is progressing, so he doesn't plan to have a backup driver for the Clash. Denny had a shoulder issue throughout pretty much the whole season, I believe. And he finally got surgery this off-season, so he doesn't plan to have a backup driver for the Clash. I almost said the Crash. Chase Elliott, whose shoulder surgery was as intensive, Denny Hamlin had a more intensive shoulder surgery. Chase Elliott should also be good for the Clash. So it looks like Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott will both be good for the Clash. So Chase Elliott will have a special paint scheme with a pearl scent look for the Clash. Here's his paint scheme for the Clash. A white Napa car. I mean, I like this better than the normal blue for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know, I just like the white on this car. Maybe unpopular opinion. Marco Andretti will do 7 truck races and 14 ARCA races for Cook Racing Technologies. His first truck race will be at COTA for trucks. The team has formed an alliance with Roper Racing to fill the number 04 truck. So basically it'll be Cook Racing Technologies, and it's formed an alliance with Roper Racing. So it's basically going to be Cook Racing Technology, Cook Racing Technologies under the Roper Racing banner in the truck series. So the 04 truck is a Chevy and has already been loaned a couple races last year with Landon Lewis. So it makes sense. So glad to see Marco. Hopefully he runs well. Corey Roper and Marco Andretti teaming up's a W, so hopefully he does well. So Bob Parker was asked about any updates on Matt DiBenedetto, so apparently he said it's still to be determined on Matty D for 2024. Obviously, he thought he had something set for 2024, but you know, there with no announcement, it would seem it didn't materialize. I mean, people be like, "Oh, he'll be bagging groceries." Yeah, he's got more money than anybody, probably than people on Twitter do. I mean, people be like, "Oh, when the talent doesn't match the headaches, you start having problems or whatever." He has the talent. I mean, people just like to hate. I mean, he's a talented driver. It's just people don't want him. I just don't know if full-time starts will happen. Maybe some part-time starts. It's just gonna be the same update. People just need to stop asking. It's gonna be the same update. So Gear Wrench sponsorship is headed to Legacy, so Gear Wrench is now headed over there. Seems pretty difficult for Haas to keep 4 cars with losing sponsors left and right. But then maybe they'll have plenty of sponsorship and money. And Tony said Nance Josh is a Ford driver. He said their sponsorships lined up. So these sponsorships are probably leaving, and then there's some lined up. So they're losing a lot of everything. They're losing a lot of sponsorships, but Tony did say they're going to have a lot of sponsorships. So Dylan Francis is going to do a pre-race DJ set at the Clash, which is pretty kind of cool. That's pretty dope. In the Xfinity Series, the Fords will have a different decal package to the Dark Horse brand. The body won't change, just the decals. It's kind of laziness at its finest. Certainly something of a look, that's for sure. So, Christopher Bale's new 2024 Ring Toyota Camry scheme We'll hit the NASCAR track starting at Phoenix in March. This is the new scheme for Ream. I mean, it looks pretty nice. Just move the door. Just move the numbers to the center of the door again. There's too much blank space near the end of the car. The entire back half near the gas where you put the gas in, just near all that blank space. Taylor Swift. Anyways, Case Grohl will do 25 races in the Rick Ware Racing number 15 Cup car. He will do the Clash. First points event will be Atlanta. The rest of the lineup, including the Daytona 500, is to be announced. So he's going to do 25 races in the Rick Ware Racing number 15 Cup car. I think they'll have Herbst for Daytona. If Front Row Motorsports does put him in the 36, I think they'll try and get Riley Herbst for Daytona. And I think it's a good choice. I mean, I like Case Grohl, and I think it's a good move. Not a full season, but he deserves it. I think he'll turn some heads and run pretty solid in that car. I think their Daytona. I don't know who their Daytona 500 driver is going to be. I assume it's one of the SHR drivers, either Cole Custer or Riley Herbst. That's what I assume, but I don't know. Wendy's will sponsor Trackhouse. Yes, Wendy's is now with Trackhouse. Wendy's will sponsor Trackhouse this year. 2 Cup races, including Talladega in April, and 1 Xfinity race for Shane Van Gisbergen. We'll also do the Xfinity race at Daytona with Dan Suarez. Team to be determined. So, Trackhouse could get Red Bull back as a sponsor in NASCAR, and they're going to have Wendy's. I mean, Chastain punched that sponsorship right off Grayson over to his team. Man, Justin Marks must have hella connections. But yeah, it's going to be cool to see Wendy's on that team. So it's going to sponsor Trackhouse and 2 Cup races. And 1 Xfinity race, and also the one with Daniel Suarez racing. The Mexico Series race will be on FS1. The Clash will be on Fox. That's the schedule for the Clash weekend. So Daniel Dye will do 10 Xfinity races for Colleague Racing in the number 10 car. It will be a part-time car in the stable. Daytona, February, Martinsville, April, Dover, Iowa, Pocono, Indy, Michigan, Kansas, September, Vegas, October, and Phoenix in November. Yikes. When trophy hunting goes wrong. I mean, they got AJ and SVG to win all the road courses. So, but who's giving Daniel Dye an Xfinity ride? Man, a Dye Deegan crash got to be some of the best odds to take in those 10 races. Mostly Daniel Dye crash. Classic Collision will be primary sponsor for at least 11 races for Ryan Ellis at Alpha Prime Racing this year. Ellis is doing the full season. There still will be a lot of collisions. I need to stop making these puns. So Jimmy Johnson's schedule. Jimmy Johnson will do the Daytona 500 with sponsor Carvana. He will also do the Brickyard 400 and the season finale at Phoenix. And so that makes his schedule so far: Daytona in February, Texas, Dover, and Kansas in May, Charlotte in May, Indy, Kansas in September, Vegas in October, and Phoenix in November. So that's all the races he's running. So on his Instagram, he said, "I really think this is my schedule with 9 Cup races, and he's holding out hope to do the 24 hours of Le Mans." So it looks like he's going to do 9 Cup races. Daniel Suarez will compete in the NASCAR Mexico Series race at the Coliseum as part of a team's deal with Quicker State. That's going to be cool to see. Him racing in the Mexico race. And yes, it'll be on FS1, which will be good to see to watch. Glad they're going to get some TV time. Chad Kendrick most recently was at the 25 truck with Benedetto, will serve as crew chief for Parker Retzloff at Jordan Anderson Racing this year in the Xfinity Series. Shane Whitback will continue with Jeb Burton. I think that's a great move for Parker Retzloff. Chad Kendrick's a good crew chief. Jeffrey Earnhardt will drive select Xfinity races for Sam Hunt Racing in the number 26 car. Forever Lawn will sponsor a total number of races to be announced. First race will be Atlanta next month. So yeah. Not really too much to say about Jeffrey Earnhardt. To be honest, I mean, what's there really to say about fucking Jeffrey Earnhardt? So, Rick Ware Racing announces Chris Lawson, formerly of Front Row Motorsports, will crew chief for Justin Haley. His car number will be 51. Drivers for the number 15 car still to be announced. Kaz Gralla, and as I talk about, and others. So here's your Clash format for this week. Not this week, February. When they do the Clash. I said this week, I don't know why. I meant when the Clash happens. So, here's your Clash format. Practice/heat Saturday. 3 practice sessions, each for 3 groups. The last session determines the lineup for the top 25 lap heats. Top 5 in the heats advance to the main event. 75 lap last chance qualifier for the final 2 spots will be Sunday before the 150 lap main event. So, they're going to have the last chance qualifier literally the next day. Or, excuse me. They're going to have a 75 lap last chance qualifier. Man, why was this not made clear when you buy tickets? $75 laps for a last chance qualifier kind of sound long. Yeah, that's the format for it. So yeah, Harrison's clothing/footwear chain will be primary sponsor for Josh Berry for the Cup race next month in Atlanta and the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. And the Castro schemes for RFK this year, for this upcoming season. Vader NASCAR crew chief Ryan Pemberton, who most recently was competition director at Junior Motorsports, unfortunately died 2 days ago. I think at age 54. Man, 54 years young. And I think he was a competition director for Junior Motorsports. So thoughts and prayers with Ryan Pemberton's family. NASCAR's Hall of Fame induction ceremony, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, will air live on Peacock. Just like the championship awards. Like, I get people at Peacock, but I don't want to turn on my Xbox just to watch freaking NASCAR awards. Lawless Alan is going to drive for Rayon Brothers Racing this season in the number 33 Ford F-150. Glad to see it'll be a Ford getting wrecked every week and not a Chevy. But yeah. Jesus Christ. Your mid-race concert during the break, I'd probably mention this, and maybe in a video, but yeah, it's going to be Machine Gun Kelly. Oh boy. Oh boy, Machine Gun Kelly, baby. I mean, I like Machine Gun Kelly, but I'm sure at least most NASCAR fans probably won't give 2 fucks about this. But I mean, I like him. I mean, I like his music. But I'm pretty sure most people won't care. Beverage Flavoring Company, Circle will be primary sponsor for Daniel Hemp for 19 Cup races in Colleague, and Dead on Tools will be the primary for 16 of the 23 truck races for Tanner Gray on the Tricon number 15 truck this season. And Andy's Frozen Custard will be primary sponsor for 3 races for Cole Custer as he defends the Xfinity Series title. Old Cole Custard. And Celius will be back with Colleague Racing this year as a primary sponsor of races in both Cup and Xfinity for AJ Allmendinger. Well, at least they're going to have that back. And Stephen Parsons in the Henderson number 75 truck this season, and he's signed with the 75 truck. So I don't know if it's a full-time or part-time deal, but if it's full-time, it's a good hire. But if it's part-time, still a good hire as well. Sunny D will sponsor Josh Berry next season, or this season. So yeah. Let's get the last thing I want to get into. Global Indus returns RCR's multi-race for Austin Hill. Trackhouse has signed 17-year-old Connor Zilch to a multi-year deal. And Legacy has signed Dollar Tree / Family Dollar to a multi-year deal. It'll be on all 3 of their cars. So yeah, the last thing I'll talk about is we into it. This is near the end of the video. I'll probably talk about like 10-15 seconds, but somebody asked Bob if due to your Sunday tickets into Saturday, which is the Clash, he said there's no public access on Saturday the Clash from what I understand. And I'm convinced Anybody who in NASCAR better than these fucking idiots that we have right now. Why? Because if I'm a fan, I want to see my driver, and if I'm going there next day and I see my driver, like, why the hell did they not get in? It's because they didn't advance from the heats and then the last chance qualifier. It's like, it's unfortunate. It's just stupid. Just what the hell's going on in NASCAR? Be better. But that's all. See you until next week. Peace.